Okay, welcome Spanish 2 and 3 students. Today we're going to go over our Unit 21, okay? Let's see. Here we go. Can you guys see it here? Yeah. Okay, here's our week 4 calendar. You have your in-person section for today. You're finishing Unit 20 and starting on Unit 21. So today you're going to get a heads up on the vocabulary and the grammar for the week, okay? And then for your agenda for today, we're going to go over that essential question. Vocabulary will be on nature, and grammar is on the conditional tense and the past participle. So last week we went over the conditional tense. This week it's more of a review on the endings, and we're going to start with something new here, the past participle. Okay, here's the essential question. If you're coming in person, you still have notes for your homeroom teacher, but they are not required. You are not required to answer the essential question in Middlebury. You will get automatic credit for attending in person. However, if you're joining me right now live, or if you are watching the recording, you do need to answer the essential question for the week. So what are the 3 different uses of past participles in Spanish? That's our essential question. Okay, are we okay to move on to the next slide? Yeah? Okay. Okay, so our vocabulary is on nature, la naturaleza. So I'll quickly review some of the facts here, and then we're going to do some vocabulary practice with the students in person and also who are joining us live. So we have la naturaleza, el sol, la luna, las estrellas, el árbol, el arco iris y el cielo. Okay, so I will repeat that in Spanish and you can look at the English equivalent. We have la montaña, el aire, la brisa, la cascada, el desierto y la flor. Okay. So you should be printing out on Friday your sets 1 through 5. I think there's 5 sets of the vocabulary. So you can refer to that. La lluvia, la mariposa, el mundo, la tierra, la nube, el planeta. La planta, el río, la roca, la tormenta, el viento, brillar, crecer y morir. Okay, so we're going to practice right now, and I will give you guys whiteboard privileges as well. Okay, so you can use the text tab, and you can enter the vocabulary next to each of these items. So you have 1, 2, 3. So those of you who are here in person, I want you to write it on your board. So let's do 1, 2, 3. And you can choose from this vocabulary here. And those of you who are online, you can either write it on the chat or use the whiteboard. Okay. And then when you're done, I know you don't have one either. Okay, so let me take a look at your board when you're done. Okay. You guys can help each other out as well because it takes so long. Okay. So in English we have the first one, the moon. This is referring to the rainbow, okay, and then the stars. So I see some of you are participating and helping me out. Thank you guys. Tenemos la luna, el arco iris y las estrellas. That is correct. Okay, let's go to our second set. 4, 5, and 6. And that is the vocabulary we can pick from. Okay, so we can erase it. It's really hard to erase. It's hard to erase. Really? Okay, let's go on to our second one. 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, 6. Okay, thanks for your participation. I'm going to wait for the students who are here in person to finish the talk. Okay, so let's take a look at the second set when you guys have for number 4. Number 4. Okay, el árbol, good, el árbol. Okay, and what do you have for number 5? La nube. It looks like it's more than one, so how would we turn that into plural form? La nube. Good. You would add the S for the article la, and then the same thing with nube. We would turn it into nube. Okay, and number 6. What is that? And sol. I would say and sol from that vocabulary over there. The sun and sol. Okay? So let me just go back to the next slide. We had el árbol, la nube, y el sol. Okay, we're going to do our third set, 7, 8, 9. Oh no. Yes, you can. Okay, don't pay attention to that. Okay, we have this one. La cascada, el aire y el desierto. Okay, we're going to go on to our next set. This one, I missed that other slide. So let's do 10, 11, and 12. 10, 11, y 12. Okay, so let's match the vocabulary. 10, 11, y 12. Okay, ¿qué tenemos para 10? What would you say 10 es? La montaña, sí. Y 11, la flor, y 12. Which one's the best match? Sí, para los. La brisa. Muy bien. And what is la brisa in English? The breeze, yeah. That would be the best match for this one. So you're going to see some of these images in Middlebury as you're doing the warm-ups and also some of the exercises for vocabulary. So this is a preview of what you will see. We're going to move on to the conditional tense. Just a quick review. Here are the endings that we used from last week that we went over. We have ia, 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 iamos, iai, and ian. So when do we use the conditional tense in Spanish? What is that for? Something that would happen, yes. Okay. So if we want to talk about something that would occur, we are going to use this tense. We're going to follow the pattern where we use the entire verb, okay, the infinitive form, and then we're going to add the endings accordingly. So for the example that I gave last time, we have hablar, it would be hablaría, hablarías, hablaría, hablaríamos, hablaríais, hablarían. Okay, and then these are the English meanings. I would speak, you would speak, he, she, you would speak. We would speak, you guys would speak, and they and you all would speak. Okay, so make sure that you have your notes from last week for the conditional tense, because this week we're still doing conditional tense review and quizzes, and we're also adding the past participle, and we're going to go over that today. Okay, so past participles have several uses in Spanish. Okay, this is going to connect to your essential question. Okay, your question was, what are the 3 uses of past participles in Spanish? And we're going to review that right now. So you can use them with haber to describe an action that has happened. You can also use it to form the passive voice with ser. Ser is to be. And it can be combined with estar as an adjective. So again, you're going to use it with haber for an action that has happened. You can use it with ser to form the passive voice, or you can use it with estar and you can form an adjective, a descriptive word. And those of you who are joining me through Elluminate, make sure you enter your question in the room so I can take a look and try to answer it. It's a lot easier to see. And I'm sure all students would benefit from your questions. Okay, so those are our 3 uses, and those are the 3 verbs that you would use past participles with. Am I good to move on? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Okay. So in English, we do have past participles as well. And that those are formed when you add the ed at the end or en. Okay. So you add those endings at the end of the verb. So it's nothing totally new because we have this in English as well. Okay. But in Spanish, this is what we do to form the past participle. Okay. In this case, AR verbs, we have one set of rules, and ER and IR, we're going to have a separate set. Okay? And then you guys can use this right here to do your notes. AR verbs, the rule, and then ER, IR verbs. Okay, so for AR verbs, you're going to take off the verb stem, and you're going to add ado. Okay? See how it says you're going to take off the verb send. So you're going to take off the AR, the ER, the IR, whatever it is. Okay? Whatever type of verb it is. And then you're going to add this tense. Okay? Remember, conditional tense, we use the entire verb and then we added the ending. So you have to pay attention to those set of rules. So, hablar, we're using that same verb again. We're taking off the ending AR, and we just have habla. And then we're adding the stem, the ADO, ado. So this turns into hablado. And the meaning is talk or spoken. Okay, see how we said in English, you take the verb and you add ED or EN. Okay, so it's equivalent to talk or spoken. So you can write this down as an example in your notes, like the first example. So follow the chart. We have infinitive. An example would be hablar. Past participle, only the verb stem without the AR. The stem would be adding the ado, and then the meaning. Talk or spoken. Okay. Let's go on to the ER, IR verbs. So same thing, you're going to take off the verb stem, ER, IR. Okay? And then you're going to add IDO, IDO. So you have ado and IDO. And then for this one, you should write down both examples because we have an ER verb here and an IR verb down here. So we have comer, which is to eat, and vivir, which is to live. Okay, and same thing, we're taking off the ER or the IR, and then for both of these, we're adding the IDO at the end. And then this turns into eaten and lived. Are you ready? Am I good to move on? Yes. And then you are going to learn about irregular verbs that don't follow the pattern. Okay, we always have irregular verbs. So this is a list of your irregular verbs. You can print it out from Middlebury when you go over the lesson. Okay? So these ones you will have to memorize. Okay. So one of the uses of past participles is when it becomes an adjective. Okay? And we're using the verb estar. Okay? Yo estoy, tú estás, él, ella está. Okay, for example, cansad, okay, tired. Cansad, take off the AR, add the ADO, cansado. So it would be ella está. Okay, when you're using it as an adjective, you need to remember it has to agree with gender and number. So we're not going to leave it as cansado. Okay, we have to change it because we're referring to ella. That's feminine, right? So we have to change it to cansada. Okay, just to show you if you're using it as an adjective, it has to agree with gender and number. So this one's referring to more than one ello, and it's masculine. So we're going to change it to keep it to cansado as a S for it to be plural. Does that make sense? Cansado. Okay, so just a note for you as you're using past participles. Okay. Our pregunta esencial, again, what are the 3 different uses of past participles in Spanish? Okay, make sure you answer that question. And for you to get credit, again, you have to enter the Central Question Response 4 on Q6. Okay, and you can take a screenshot of this video, or you can go to YouTube and go to Señor Jordan using the conditional tense. I'm sorry, bueno entonces, just right here. Okay. And then pay attention to the way that they use the conditional tense in this song. Okay? So for those of you who are watching from home, I would write down the site or just type in Bueno Entonces on YouTube, and you will see the conditional tense in this song. Okay? And any questions that I didn't answer would be a good time right now. Any questions? Okay, I'm going to stop this and then we're going to go to the video. Okay? I'm waiting for any other questions. Otherwise, you are free to go if you're joining me via Elluminate. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.